throne as we continue our study on royal opportunities. If you have a Bible, go ahead and turn to the book of 1 Kings, chapter 1. If you ever watched that TV show, The Amazing Race, where they travel all over the world and they have challenges everywhere they go? In season 14 was a compelling season. There was a mother and a son team, and the son was deaf. It was the Adams family. And people just about counted them out. They thought, there's no way that this mother and son team is going to win. No mother and son team had ever even finished the race. But Luke, he studied all the other episodes of Amazing Race. He loved that game. He loved that show. He knew it like the back of his hand. And after the first challenge, they came in first place. And everybody started looking like, uh-oh, maybe there's somebody's. And they started making alliances and playing strategically. And they got all the way to the last episode, where it's a race to the finish line for $1 million. And believe it or not, for the first time in the race, they took the lead. And they took a big lead. They had about 20, 30 minutes between them and the second place team, and one challenge left. And here's the guy that studied all the episodes and knows what to expect and knows what's coming. And the challenge had to do with putting the surfboards in order on who was eliminated. And he fumbled. He stuttered. He couldn't quite get it right. And so you could see his angst, his frustration. There's $1 million right on the other side of this challenge. And he's got 20 minutes to figure it out, and he can't quite get it. And you see that mother's heart just breaking, just bleeding for her child. Like, please, God, help this boy to get it right. And he couldn't get it, and eventually the second place team overtook him. And the third place team overtook him. And they did not win the $1 million. They were so happy to finish. They were so happy for the other competitors. They made it to the finish line, but they were just a little late of getting $1 million. Well, here in 1 Kings chapter 1, we see a race that a mother has to. She has to get to the king in time to save her son, to save her legacy. Everything depends on this one conversation. If you like the book of Proverbs, if you like the book of Song of Solomon or Ecclesiastes, we wouldn't have any of those books except for a mother in this passage interceding on behalf of her son. Mothers, you guys have tremendous power. You can see your children's life vastly one way or vastly another. And in 1 Kings chapter 1, David has been the king for a long time. He's a great king. He's conquered all these nations. Finally, there's peace, stability in the land. For 40 years, he's reigned. Now the enemies are subdued. The kingdom is running very efficiently. There's a massive storehouse of wealth. And David's getting old. And the years of war have finally taken its toll. And he's basically bedridden now. They had a young lady named Bathsheba just keep him warm and attend to his needs. And there he is basically in his throne room, his bedroom. And the nation is running pretty good without him. And David had many wives and many concubines and many sons. And the crown prince years before was Amon. And if you know the story of Amon, it's a bad story. He went after his half-sister, and then he gets murdered. And Absalom would have been the next crown prince. And he tries to overthrow David, and then he dies in battle. And so nobody's really sure who the next king will be. And Absalom's brother, his name was Adonijah. And he was so handsome. He was so charismatic. He was, how do they say it in Spanish? Suave. And he started winning the hearts of the people. And they wanted to make him the king. And so he goes to the chieftains, and they want to make him king. He goes to the great general Joab, and he agrees to make him king, and the high priest agrees to make him king, and he strengthened himself. While David is on bed rest, one of the princes is making his play for the kingdom. And he gets the oxen, he gets all the sheep, and he's going to give a great sacrifice unto God, and then he's going to have a great feast, and then the trumpet will blow, and everybody will cheer, long live King Adonijah. There's a problem, though. David had another wife named Bathsheba that he had long ago promised that her son Solomon would be king. And when she saw all that was going on, she goes to the prophet Nathan and says, don't you think that Solomon will be king? Didn't God say that? Didn't David say that? And he says, certainly.